Hey guys, it's Madison. Welcome to my YouTube channel and welcome to my video about the new moon in Gemini. I've been doing the new moon and full moon for the last month, and I want to continue doing that because I feel like it's so important to kind of understand what's happening around us, and many times lots of us can relate to what is going on in some way. So I feel like it's important to kind of get those messages out. Since the full moon in Scorpio, I feel like I let go of a lot of negativity, and a lot of things sort of changed for me internally. And I feel like that was a great time period, but things kind of slowed down again, and it's, we're moving in a few weeks, so ignore the clutter because a lot of this stuff is just kind of waiting to be moved. But we're moving in a few weeks. And so I was feeling kind of like I needed to rest and recharge. So I didn't do my normal weekly pick a card reading on my Instagram. If you're into that sort of thing, go ahead and follow me because I'm going to try to start doing it every Sunday. I did it for the last few Sundays. I just didn't do it this week. But it's just some guidance throughout the week for, whatever it is that you might need to hear. I am also still doing personal readings. I'm just fitting it in whenever I can. And because besides packing, we're still social distancing, so we're not really going anywhere. That will be a little bit about some of the predictions that are coming up, though. So we can just kind of go ahead and get into it. I'll go ahead and start reading my notes, and then I'm going to do a collective reading, picking different cards, just letting cards fall out, see what happens, and then we'll make connections for what kind of things we should be manifesting right now. I heard earlier that manifesting whenever planets are in retrograde is not always the best idea, but I also heard that communication is the most important thing. So making sure that your words are clear and what it is exactly that you're asking for spirit should be clear, and you're, in the clear. Green light, basically. But that just depends on what you feel inside, Really focus on what it is that you feel and what it is that you need to communicate. And we'll talk right now about what exactly can be areas of focus. So during the new moon in Gemini, communication is key. A successful relationship needs communication to thrive. Take this time to create a new communication style with someone. So if you're struggling to communicate with somebody for whatever reason, like let's say it's one of your children and they're not listening to you like they should be, or let's say that it's a partner and you feel like you're not being heard, right? A parent and you feel like your boundaries are being stomped on, something like that. So now could be a time to create some type of new communication cycle when it comes to them, and maybe establish better boundaries. I've been talking to a lot of people about boundaries lately, and I think because a lot of people are going through a spiritual awakening lately, a lot of people are realizing what type of behaviors they have been accepting, especially when it comes to their family that they grew up with. So that could be an important part of it too, is now is the time to manifest those better boundaries. Now could be the time to have better communication with the people around you and make your needs more clear, so that there's no confusion about what's going on. If you're dealing with somebody though who is abusive, that it doesn't matter how clear you make it, they're still going to act confused and like they don't understand. And that is whenever you need to hold your boundaries even harder. That is whenever you cannot give that person an inch. And many times people do eventually back off, but it takes a while, and you have to be what you would feel if you're codependent or empathic or anything like that. Sometimes it can feel like you're being rude or you're hurting them or something like that. So just keep in mind that those are just tactics people use to get you to not have boundaries with them. But your boundaries are very important, especially with everything going on in the world right now. You don't need to be a vessel for other people to use, okay? So just a little reminder up front. Okay, talking things through could be the answer, is what I wrote here. But if you can't talk to this person for whatever reason, then journal about it to yourself. So at least there is some type of communication going on. So you can communicate with yourself about what it is that you need, what behaviors you're not okay with, different things like that. You can make a list of things that someone did to you that you're not going to accept anymore, or a reminder so you don't go back to that ex, you know what I mean? So just think about things like that. And then even though communication is going to be super important, around this time our minds are going to be scattered. So it might be good to do some meditation, or find something that you can really focus on, something that's soothing for you. If you're not into meditation, you could always take a long shower, take a bath, go for a walk, and just like look around at nature. Like, don't look at your phone, like literally walk around and look at nature. You can also journal and listen to your favorite music that's like uplifting. Like, don't listen to sad stuff that's going to make you feel worse and spiral. Listen to good stuff. Watch your favorite show, do a new hobby, do something that like gets you out of your mind to where you just feel like you're in a flow of things, you know? And that's going to be a good way of kind of like settling these scattered thoughts. And then, okay, so we're saying this is a really good time for connecting with others. I think also, as you can tell from online, a lot of social distancing is like kind of going away. Some people are still social distancing, do whatever feels safe for you. But people are starting to connect again. And since Gemini is all about communication, we're coming into Gemini season. We have 2 planets in Gemini right now. We have Mercury and Venus. Mercury is all about communication. It's like the home planet for Gemini. It's all about communication, your thought processes, things like that. And then Venus, it's in retrograde, but that's all about relationships and kind of like talking to different people and being interested in other people. So that's kind of important right now. So if you are feeling kind of lonely and you're not sure about like going back to bars or going out to restaurants or group events or anything like that, maybe do like Zoom stuff. Facebook just came up with that rooms thing. I tried it the other day for my birthday, just to like talk to people for a little bit because I was just kind of cooped up in the house. But there are different things that you can do to communicate with people and get in touch with people and do group activities, you know. I think sports should be coming back again soon. So people are kind of going to be grouping together whenever it comes to like sports activities. We of course don't know how long we're going to be in this issue of the coronavirus pandemic. So make sure you are doing whatever is safest for you. If you feel pretty safe, like let's say you live in an area where there's not very many cases, like there's a county near here where there's only 6 cases in the county. And most people in that county don't leave. It's like out, I mean, we go there sometimes, but it's kind of like out a little bit, and the people in that town usually don't go anywhere else. So everybody in that town, like everybody there like doesn't really have cars. People just walk to work and stuff. So they're not really interacting with anybody else. So there's only 6 cases there, you know? So they're not really going to need a social distance as much as somebody who's living in a big urban area where the virus could be spreading very quickly. People are getting sick. Like, check the stats in your area. See if stuff is starting to go down. Like, check multiple media sources, because we all know you can't, like, just trust one source, you know? Especially during this time. Since many of us aren't even going outside, we don't really know what's going on out there, you know? So it's important to kind of, like, look around and see what feels right to you. And, you know, listen to your intuition, get in tune with your intuition, things like that. But this will be a good time to connect with others and socialize. Maybe hit up a friend you haven't talked to in a long time. I video chatted with a friend of mine that when I lived in a different state, when I was in high school, we were super close. We hadn't talked in a long time, and I was like, do you want to just hang out? And we got to hang out that way. So it's just like different things like that that you can do to communicate with people right now. Get kind of creative, you know? There's also some sayings that, there's also some information out there that the new moon in Gemini is a powerful time to manifest good health, like good health habits, and provide some stability whenever it comes to your spiritual health. You can use the Mercury in Gemini to come up with plans and be more independent and get unstuck. Like if you feel like you're stuck in an abusive situation, or you're stuck feeling like you don't know where you're going to go next with your career, or you're stuck financially, whatever it is, you can start coming up with ideas of how to manifest getting unstuck or releasing these like prisons you kind of like have in your head, you know? Okay, so that's everything. Let's start getting into the reading and see what comes up. Okay, for my Moonology Oracle cards, we got, what came out for us was emotions are high, so the super moon. I feel like that for me, for sure. I just found out today that Mars is in Pisces, and it can make you kind of be like slow moving and a lot of stuff like that. So it made me feel a little bit better about the fact that I've been so slow moving and a little overwhelmed, like moving and stuff and having to pack. So it's kind of like, your vibration's like lowered. If you're like busy doing stuff, or let's say that you don't feel like you have a lot of control or power in your life, then your emotions kind of start to take over, because if you're like at a lower vibration, then those things easily can happen. So things like addictive personality stuff, like alcohol, drugs, eating has been my thing recently. So if you are also having that issue, you are not alone. It's so hard not to turn to food for comfort. But just remember that during this time period, emotions are going to be kind of high, but we can kind of manifest like what to do, like how to process the emotions and not let them overtake us. Like we're not our emotions, we're not our thoughts, you know? So we can kind of like process them, ask ourselves why it's happening, where's it coming from, and then like move on from there. We also have disseminating mood. So take moon. So take time to breathe out. So it's okay to rest right now and take some time for yourself. Relax a little bit if you need to. If there's a day whenever you feel like you have extra energy, then go for it, you know? But if there's another day where you're feeling kind of lethargic and you're feeling like you can't get everything on your to-do list done, then just go ahead and take some time to like breathe. Do some meditative stuff that I was talking about earlier in the video. And that included like going for a walk, journaling, straight up meditating, long baths, long showers, things like that. And then we also have the cardinal moon. Be bold and make the first move. So I had also talked a little bit about communication and getting in touch with people who you might not have talked to in a while or something like that. So just be the brave one and be the one to be like, hey, do you want to chat? I know we haven't talked in a while. What's the worst they can say? No. Or like leave you on red. We're kind of getting to a point in the spiritual awakening where we're not afraid of rejection anymore, right? Like that's the goal, right? So asking somebody to hang out, and then if they say no, then it's just like, okay, this person doesn't want to hang out with me, and that's fine. And don't spend your energy rationalizing it either. I mean, you could be like, maybe they were afraid, but don't let that be an excuse to let them just continue to kind of not be present, if that makes sense. Okay, from our Shine from the Inside Oracle deck here, we have step out of your comfort zone and try something new. That can always kind of like get our inspiration flowing, get our creative juices flowing, is to like try something different. So maybe pick up a different hobby that you don't normally, you know, do things with. Do something like that, like just do something different. And maybe if you're feeling upset about like your skin, maybe start like doing like a different like ritual for skincare. If you're feeling worn down, like you have too many things on your schedule, try organizing things in a different way. Just like try to do something different that works for you. That's under this emotions are running high. So use your emotions as a way of guiding you to where you need to be, you know? That's not to say to give into paranoia, but definitely like if you're feeling sad or you're feeling like, you know, you want to drink or binge eat or something like that, ask yourself why. What is it that you're missing? Is a part of your body hurting? You know, do you feel lonely? Like, what is it that you are looking to soothe yourself with, you know? And then you can take that time to kind of like find a better, healthier alternative. We have believe in yourself and unleash your inner unicorn. Each person is unique and special in their own way. That's just the truth. Some people struggle with this. Some people struggle with wanting to feel so special that they're the only special person, but that's just not how it is. Everybody is special. Everybody has value. So whatever it is that your valuable thing is, don't like let yourself get run down by the idea of like, oh, other people do that, so that must not be that big of a deal. You know, like don't dismiss yourself. Don't talk yourself down. Just remember that you have a special uniqueness inside of you, you know, and to embrace that. We also have look for the signs and synchronicities. And that's what that be bold and make the first move. So if you're feeling like you're being drawn to make certain decisions, lately, whenever I've been thinking, going on certain like thought paths or reading something that seems to really resonate, literally the number 11 is always there, or 111. And this has been happening for like months at this point. And every time that I like take the moment to recognize that like, oh, this is a significant moment, I'm being led in new directions. So if you feel like you're seeing synchronicities in your life, like don't take it for granted, you know? Like literally the butterflies, if you feel like you see butterflies whenever you think about a certain person, you know, like things like that, like just be aware, you know, be conscious of what's happening. Okay, we have, I regard all altars with respect. So some of you might be dealing with family members that are religious or have some type of point of view that's different than yours. And just take that opportunity to remind yourself that all religions deserve some form of respect. If you have an issue with something in particular they're doing, then go ahead and address that and use your communication to be open and talk to them about it. But as to insult someone's religion just because you don't like religion or something, or you think it's beneath you, it's, you know, why do you believe in spirituality? You know what I mean? Like ask yourself that, like what is faith to you? And why do you think it's okay to rank faith, you know? So just something to think about during this time. That's just going to be for some of you, I felt. And then I achieve with integrity. So make sure to have integrity with all of your actions during this time and whatever it is that you want to try to communicate with the new moon in Gemini. Remember to keep your integrity intact. So this is kind of like a huge blaring thing, to not let your boundaries be penetrable, you know? Make sure to not lose who you are, to try and just get along with other people. It's an important thing to keep in mind right now while you're manifesting, while you're coming up with your like list of things you want for Gemini season, you know, just like consider it. Some reminders of what you're going through right now is this 10 of Swords. So I was talking about resting earlier. I think I'm not the only one who's feeling like they need a rest and might be overwhelmed. The scrolling on the phone, as you can see here with all those swords inside of her. I mean, I was honestly feeling this way the past week. We've been having a lot with so many planets in retrograde, especially Venus. We've been having some issues with, you know, like relationships with other people. So sometimes it can feel kind of like you're just getting beaten up from like all directions and you cannot catch a break, you know? So it is kind of that time to like take a rest and allow yourself to heal from what's going on. We also have Wheel of Fortune here. So a reminder that life just happens. We cannot control it. So, just remember that life is in cycles, you know, we go January to December every year, you know, so just remember that, and that it's okay sometimes to embrace cycles, not toxic ones, but embrace like, embrace what you know that you can control and create an environment for yourself that is consistently rewarding you, if that makes sense. And then we have Two of Pentacles here. So there's kind of like an imbalance whenever it comes to our relationships or what I'm really getting here actually is material things. So this imbalance of like probably money, like maybe too much online shopping. Maybe you're not working right now. I found out recently that a lot of people applied for unemployment and still haven't even gotten it. You know, just like different things like that where it's like you're not in balance in your life and it might make you feel a little bit out of control and like you have no control over what's happening. Okay, wow, so much fire energy fell out here, but we have, and all of it's reversed, but we have Knight of Wands reversed. So having that spark to like learn something new or like work on a craft or work on whatever it is that your passion is, at this point you're feeling blocked and you're feeling like you're not having the opportunity to work on it. So it could be like a manifestation of like, how am I going to create the time? How can I express to other people that this thing is important to me? What is it that you need to communicate, or communicate with yourself and communicate with spirit and your spiritual self in order to get that passion back, get that energy and that creative spark back. Six of Wands, not feeling very victorious right now, feeling kind of stuck, feeling like a little lost, and that's not totally uncommon at this point, you know, like with everything going on. So just a reminder to celebrate and embrace yourself. Queen of Wands reversed. This is like Normally when it's right side up, it's like you're the master of, you know, your craft, or it represents somebody that you can talk to who is going to know everything about this passionate thing you're like all about. But with it being reversed here, tells me that this is like double blocked energy, that like you're not learning new stuff, or maybe you're feeling blocked, or maybe you aren't taking the time and effort into reaching out for information. You know, you're just feeling like you can't really be in control of what's happening. And then we have Four of Swords here, which tells me that you're tired of resting. You're tired of taking the time to chill and analyze things. Like, you're kind of tired of the growth. But don't be tired of it, because it's going to continue to happen. We'll always grow and we'll always change, right? We do live in cycles, but a part of the cycle is to learn to grow. Sometimes it's part of breaking away from it. Like, it's like we'll only deal with somebody's behavior for a certain amount of time until we're finally like, okay, no more, you know? Or even your own behavior. Sometimes you'll deal with yourself, like letting yourself down so many times until you finally decide like, okay, I'm not going to let myself down anymore. I'm going to actually hold myself accountable. We have Knight of Pentacles, so learning a new way to, I'm thinking make money or have some type of material stability or something like that. I'm getting the feeling that like this is now a good time to manifest something for that. Like, allow yourself to be open to the opportunity to learn some new things. We also have Four of Pentacles, so make sure to be frugal. Watch where you're spending your money. I know many people being stuck home makes them just online shop like crazy, so make sure that you have the money for what you're doing, and that you're not overspending. Because I also don't think that you should like completely have to go without either, but find a balance, you know? We were just saying earlier that we're unbalanced. And then we have Nine of Cups here. Nine of Cups is telling me that there's been a lot of time and effort put into like certain relationships, and you're kind of reaping the rewards of that. And these are going to be people who also believe in you, and they believe in your uniqueness and your specialness. Okay, so that's kind of important right here too, is to recognize that you can have proper communication with these people, because they're kind of your tribe people, and they're going to understand you and not question you, not judge you, like things like that. So that's what I'm seeing for that, for like something to manifest. Something to remind yourself of right now is, I am grateful for all the wonderful things in my world. I express gratitude to the universe, often knowing that my thoughts are heard and appreciated. So just kind of a little how to love yourself affirmation here, to go with, you know, things to manifest. So don't forget to write a list. I think that could be a good practice for right now, is to make a list of things that you are grateful for and things that you have achieved recently. You know, what happened during Taurus season? What did you manifest? What happened? How did it turn out for you? How are you feeling now? What's the next step? What's the next thing you want to manifest for yourself, you know? So make a list of things that you are appreciative that you have, and then that's where you can find where you are lacking in a way that isn't just self-deprecating. It's like, okay, I have these parts of my life like good right now, you know? So what's the next step for me? Okay, the last two little oracle cards I have for you is get more information and know. So whatever it is that you are thinking about, you probably aren't ready yet. So make sure that you can get all the information you can on this certain subject, so you don't just go jumping in and then realizing that you're way in over your head, you know? So make sure to get more information about what it is first. And then you can start manifesting those things that you're passionate about again, you know? Okay, so just a quick overview is to use this time to look for synchronicities, right? And to get in tune with our emotions and communicate our emotions to other people. Don't forget to express your gratitude for other people. Find balance. Let's not have judgments of other people as well. If you have an issue about something in particular, talk to them directly about that issue. Do not talk down their religion. Do not talk down their faith. And make sure that you're, you know, keeping up with your money and things like that. And open yourself up to celebration, this victory. I think that that really goes along with having the gratitude thing. So recognize where you are and the good things that are happening in your life, so you can kind of celebrate yourself and not be so down on yourself, and not allow it to block your love and passion for the things that, you know, are your hobbies, you know? Make sure that you're being open so you can manifest and have these good things happen. So if that resonated, please leave a comment to let me know. This video is a little shorter, but you know, it's a collective reading, and I'm also just using the most of my energy that I can right now. Yeah, thank you for watching. My next video is probably going to have to do with June predictions. So that'll be what we'll go over next. And then you guys might not get a new video from me until I move, so you get to see my new space after that. So that'll be awesome. All right, thanks for vibing with me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.